welcome back everyone to another round of Gore Made breaks. Today, with the World Series in the books, I kind of wanted to do a recap of some of the cards and memorabilia that I picked up at Oakland A's home games. Now, some of you might not know that stuff like this is available at your stadium, and you can even contact people in their sales departments to maybe get a hold of it during the off season as well. Now, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please take a second to do so. Smash that thumbs up button and comment down below to tell me what type of content you'd like to see in upcoming videos. Now, I've been holding on to these to make a video, and these are two kind of team packs of things that you could buy at your local fan shop, the gift shops, as well as some things that at least at the Oakland A's stadium, they have a game used kiosk and section within the stadium that you can pick up game used merchandise. So I'll show you some of that in a bit. But let's go ahead and get into these. Now, those of you that are fans and have been watching the channel, you know that I'm a huge A's fan, and as well as a big Matt Chapman fan. I also like old A's. I grew up watching them. So, you know, I'm going to be happy with whatever I pick up in here because it's going to be all A's anyway. But I will say that they had a variety of these at the stadium, and secretly I tried to buy the one that I thought might have the best chance of having a 2017 Topps update Matt Chapman. So let's go ahead and get into this. So right now we got a Topps 2018 Matt Olson. We got Mark Redman, Bobby Kilty. Now I'm not expecting to have anything super exciting. I'm not expecting hits or anything like that. But I'm also not expecting it to be loaded with simply commons. I would like to get a variety of star cards in here. So we got Mark Canha, Freddie Bynum, going a little bit old school, Dave Stewart. Jarrell Cotton is out of 2018. We've got Nick Swisher, Donruss Team Heroes. Josh Fagley. We got Oruvio Durazo. Nice Eric Chavez, Sporting News All-Stars. Almost looks like that might be a different color parallel. I wasn't collecting at the time, so I don't really know. Scott Hatterberg. You got Sean Manaea. Definitely a disappointing end to the season with this guy. Mark Kotze. Ramon Hernandez. Bobby Crosby. Jed Lowry. See, I was not aware that these cards are actually numbered as team set. Guess I should have been checking that as we went. Okay, so these must be produced separately from the regular numbered set, probably just for purchases just like this. So immediately my hopes for a 2017 Chapman have dwindled considerably. Jairo Garcia, Eric Burns, and Derek Barton. All right, so let's get into this other one. Now, I have seen these favorite packs. You see them around. They're not rare or anything like that. These ones, 50 Oakland A's cards, these ones did seem to vary greatly by the face cards. I think we can all see why I chose this one, but don't really know what to expect. If I get a few cards I've never seen before, I mean, you could see the price. It was $13, which, I mean, at a baseball game, $13 can either buy you some baseball cards for video content or like an extra small cup of water. So it wasn't really a tough decision. I feel like I'd just go ahead and pull the trigger on this one. Congrats to the Nats. Always a big thing to be a first-time world champion for your city and your team. So we have a score, Ricky Henderson. We got a Topps Finest Jason Giambi. Still has the protective sticker on it, so that's kind of cool. Jason Windsor, rookie. Steve Carsey, rookie prospect. Oops. There's Sean Doolittle. So we all saw what he did this year. Congrats to him. Kenny Rogers. Got a Metal Universe Jason Giambi. Kind of an interesting card. Speaking of interesting, check out the look on that face. Looks like he just got away with something. Kurt Young. It's a pretty clean looking 89 Don Russ card. Ramon Hernandez, Bowman's Best. Never seen that before. And Ryan Christensen, Mike Blowers, Derek Barton. I mean, I'll tell you what, some of the names on these cards, you can definitely tell they might have tried that style for a year, but they are very tough to read. Jim Corsi, Rick Honeycutt, going old school. Jason Giambi again, Flair Showcase. Definitely a nice card there. Jed Lowry, this is 18 Gypsy Queen. Josh Reddick, Coco Crisp, Heritage. Joe Sluzarski, Luis Polonia, going old school with the 88 Don Russ. Gene Nelson, Walt Weiss, Miguel Tejada. Definitely nice to see some of these old familiar names. Speaking of, Storm Davis, Milton Bradley. We got the Leaf, the black parallel, Dave Henderson. I think these are, yeah, gold edition. Thought that was kind of an underrated parallel from back in the day. You don't see people talk about it too much. AJ Hinch, Jason Wood. These are nice looking cards. Fleer Tradition. We just opened a box of that. 1998 Fleer Tradition. We got Miguel Tejada, 2002 Topps. Josh Donaldson, Bob Welch. Another Storm Davis. Hendo, Bowman. Bruce Bochy. And that's Opeachy, 86 Opeachy. Scott Kazmir. Justin Duscherer. It's an unfortunate name. Bill Kruger. Daniel Colomb. And you can see these are actual cards out of Topps Series 1. So not team cards. Mike Bordick. Jason Kendall. Alberto Calespo. Yoenis Cespedes. Probably one of his last years as an A. Josh Reddick again. Orlando Cabrera. Dan Herron. Jason McDonald. Tony Phillips. It's a neat looking card here. Aaron Small. This is Pacific Invincible. It's actually like an acetate card there. Kind of a neat set. 1998 Pacific Trading Cards. Wonder if there's anything else desirable out of that set. Definitely neat looking. Dan Johnson, Rich Harden, and we knew it was coming there at the end. The whole reason why I chose this this little pack, we got Matt Chapman, 2018 Topps Series 2. Great looking card there. Okay, so those are the cards that I bought. Now, earlier in the year, we have a 4-year-old daughter, and I wanted to take her to her first official baseball game, and it happened to be on Father's Day. So definitely a memorable moment for me. Whether or not she'll remember it at being 4 it is doubtful, but I am slowly brainwashing her into liking the A's. Anyway, so it was Chris Davis Bat Day, and when we found out that it was Chris Davis Bat Day, I of course thought it was going to be a little mini bat, but they were handing out 28-inch wooden bats. All right, so me, my wife, my daughter, each got one of these. So, you know, family arguments got a lot more interesting at the baseball park that day. So everyone who came into the stadium in Oakland, of all places, got a 28-inch bat. And this is something that I just wanted to buy that day just to kind of commemorate it. Just the blue little Father's Day bat. This obviously, these mini bats, this is what I thought we would be getting for entering the park that day. But obviously I was wrong. Now, that day I wanted to get something a little more special, a little more meaningful, just to commemorate my daughter's first baseball game. And I actually managed to pick up at the game used little store, I guess you could call it. This is the actual dugout lineup. As you can see, it is authenticated and it is printed on blue to commemorate Father's Day. And we got, Bob Melvin's signature down at the bottom. I had no idea that it was going to be so large. That's what she said. But when it came in the mail, needless to say, I was surprised. And I was also surprised when I saw a picture of it before I bought it, but the picture didn't really do it justice. I thought that this was computer generated, but this is actually handwritten in this in this font. I don't know exactly what you'd call it, but some of the neatest handwriting I think I've ever seen in my life. I don't know if Bob Melvin writes like this, or somebody else out there in Oakland is doing it for him. But obviously it's beautiful, and obviously also it's sentimental to me. And that same day I also picked up, because they had a number of game used baseballs that were used that day. This is also a game used ball from the Father's Day game, obviously authenticated, and there's a list of people who came in contact with the ball. So that was all from the Father's Day trip to the ballpark. Now, on the last day, also the day where I bought these cards, it was the last home game of the season. And because it was the last home game of the season, all the game used stuff was on sale. Now, I had showed this in one of my live streams, but just wanted to show it again. So this is actually a piece of the Oakland A's dugout bench that when they remodeled the stadium, or I guess remodeled the dugouts, they took the bench, cut it up, made little desktop kind of paperweights, and again, it's authenticated. And so now I own a cool little piece of the bench. I thought that was pretty neat. It was on sale too. So things like this, part of the reason for the video is you can actually pick up little things like this for a lot cheaper than you might think. I think on sale, this wound up being about maybe 25 bucks. Definitely not too expensive. And if you are a fan of your team, getting to own an actual piece of your team's dugout bench for 25 bucks, I feel like it's kind of a no-brainer. And I will say that I did splurge a little bit, and I managed to pick this up. Now, this is a hat that commemorates 9/11, and this is a game-used Matt Chapman Oakland A's hat, and probably the coolest thing that I own. In terms of sentimentality, obviously Father's Day stuff reigns supreme around here, but owning a game-used Matt Chapman hat is definitely top two of the coolest things that I own. And so that'll do it for this video. I just wanted to show you guys the kinds of things that you might have been missing at your ballpark. And just because the season's over doesn't mean that the stuff isn't still floating around. So get in contact with your sales department, whoever handles merchandise at your local stadium, and you might be able to pick up some things like this for a lot cheaper than you might think. That'll do it for me. Thank you everyone for joining me, and I will see you next time. Take care.